I'm Claire Turner, and at the moment I'm the Associate Dean for Learning and Teaching in the Faculty of Science. But about a year ago I was the Associate Programme Director for Level 1 and also the Module Team Chair for our new module, interdisciplinary Level 1 module, S111 Questions in Science.
I'm Viki Burnage, and I'm the Head of Curriculum Management for the Science Faculty, and part of that role is to oversee the production that goes on in science. So that includes the kind of nitty-gritty stuff about what we do within module teams, you know, with LTS and so on and so forth, but also the kind of strategic approach to what we're doing and the kinds of, you know, ideas that people have and the way that we might be able to implement and facilitate. We
know that students sometimes struggle certainly when they've hit our traditional first level introductory module at level 1, which is S104. And this is a total monster module, fantastic module, but it covers almost every aspect of science known to man. And they come in and they do a massive chunk of chemistry and a massive chunk of biology and a massive chunk of physics. And these chunks are pretty big, and we kind of lose some students along the way because they might like the biology, for example, and they hit the chemistry and go, ooh, I'm going to drop out now. So we thought that actually teaching students in an interdisciplinary way where they get kind of the whole core of science in a number of smaller interdisciplinary topics where they can see that these things are not things on their own. The world is not one thing on its own.
The question is presented to the student, and then it's the way that that question can be answered. So yeah, it is the kind of the concepts behind, you know, the answers, but it's also developing the students' skills to enable them to, you know, if they come across something they don't understand, where they need to go to look, to find information, and so on and so forth, encouraging collaboration between students so that they can ask each other, they can ask the tutors, they can ask the module team, and so on and so forth. So it's that really developing that kind of, you know, questioning approach to answering actually what are very simple questions with actually quite complicated concepts underpinning them.
So I think one of the other key things about designing the topics and the chunks of learning was to look at it in a different way. So the learning design really concentrated on getting students to learn by doing and to kind of think up activities or things that they go and do and to learn concepts in that way rather than just reading big chunks of textbook, which is what they had before. So an example of that is we might get them to go out into their garden and dig a hole and look at the layers of soil, that kind of thing, or go to a pond and pick up all the little pond beasties and look at those. So things like that, as well as some more sort of kitchen chemistry experiment type things. And they can do an awful lot of learning in that, which would take quite a few hours, but they're actually doing something.
And one of the real practical aspects of this as well is the fact that in the science faculty about 3 years ago, I think it was, we decided we would deliver our curriculum online. So, you know, we wouldn't be printing books. And this was quite a big step because we are in a very print-orientated organisation. And so we needed to find a way to do that so that we weren't giving students tons and tons of text to read. And so we had to find a way of doing this, and the way that we do this is to actually ask people to think about the activities that might underpin the learning outcomes, and then to sort of develop their text around that and to develop the assessment around that. So you're actually approaching it in a completely different way.
We haven't taught academics how to teach students online. In fact, we don't know. So it's, for us, it's learning by doing as well, actually. So in a sense, we're sort of pioneering the whole process of doing this. So the students will be learning by doing, but it's very powerful learning by doing. And we think not only do we have much less content for the students to learn, but we're really hoping that this way of doing it is going to be a better learning experience, and actually they will get things a lot quicker. You go out and do something, you think, hey, this is fun, this is great, you're going to get it, rather than if you just read another 50 pages of a textbook.